right, we should be live. I should be live at least. All right, we're live here too. All right, I am gonna quickly check if the stream is running well because I do not know. Still new to this. I am trying to figure it out as we go. Bear with me. Okay. All right, we're good to go. So, awesome. All right, wonderful, beautiful people. So, my name's Hassan. Nice to meet you guys. And you know, we're at 193 subscribers right now on YouTube. So, shout out to that. I'm really happy and so thankful for every one of you like following me and watching my videos. This is a hobby of mine, and I would love to, you know, at some point take it further. But I'm starting this new series now where I'll actually be talking about random things. It's called Hasstalks, kind of like my Hass report, but instead of Hass report, like, which is weekly, I'm gonna be doing this kind of just scattered whenever. So that's kind of what this is, because there's so much stuff going on I want to talk about. I just want to talk raw. So this will really be an unedited like video, and I'll try to make it like short, 10 minutes talk and stuff like that, and hopefully, you know, maybe it might be something more. So yeah, there's so much news going on. I want to talk about it, and I'll cover stuff in my Haas report tomorrow. But I want to post this video as like a prelude to like, okay, you guys want to check out more deeper what I think about it and some raw discussion. So yeah, so here is episode 1, part 1 of the Haas talk. All right, so let's jump right in. I have a bunch of things I want to show you guys, and basically there's a bunch of news going on, so we're just gonna go through each tab I have and just talk about it, and that's pretty much it. So let's get into it. Okay, first and foremost, Call of Duty Black Ops is officially out. I am, you know, on PS5. I'm so happy about this. I posted a video yesterday, and I'll show later. Like the shadow drop, I did not expect. We knew it was coming in July, but we didn't know when, and I figured they would have. Might as well. And what's interesting is, well, a lot of people, you know, were angry about, you know, myself too, about the digital only thing going on with PlayStation, removing discs. And obviously there are games like this that will come out and it'll only be digital. You know, for example, Modern Warfare 1 and 2 also got a remaster and went on the PS5 store, and they were also only digital. They didn't have physical versions of it. So it's just a recurring part, but it's just the timing is so funny because you know, here after days of bullying PlayStation's accounts with calls no disc, no buy, boycott supports are accused of instantly folding for Black Ops ports. And then, you know, people are saying, guys, you can't get excited about Black Ops on PS5 after you just spent all week trashing PS5. Stand strong for 2 seconds. Holy crap. So, you know, to each their own, right? I mean, look, like it's just because us people who love digital, for example, I'm a digital owner. I started digital in the PS4 era because I knew where I was heading, and I was just annoyed by when I get discs and I had to download stuff on top of it. It was just mad annoying getting that message. I'd rather just download it and be done with it. So that's kind of where I started. Also, I was lazy to get up and go to the TV and put another disc in. So I would say it's a bit of both. Shameless to say, but you know, just because I choose to do digital does not mean you know, I'm okay with what's happening, you know. But also, just because I'm continuing buying digital doesn't mean I'm advocating for what PlayStation is doing. That's just how I game, right? But I covered a video about this, and definitely check it out. It's really in depth of everything going on, about what happened, how this happened. It's a very interesting, outlook when you see it. But yeah, it's just funny. It's just funny. A lot of people folded for Black Ops, but come on, it's Black Ops. Like the recent Call of Duties these days are just so, cringe, and I just don't like it. I don't like the advanced mechanics and the, that 3D movement. The movement's good, but it's just like it makes it look so funny, and trick shots back in the day were so harder to do, and like it was a skill. But now it's just like everyone's trying to do something fancy. But yeah, I'm happy about it, and you can see someone here even like saying like trigger warning. So yeah, obviously a lot of people are just trolling about this. It's hilarious, but it is what it is, you know. And following that, Synth Potato also posted that it's actually trending more than GTA 6 on the PS Store, which is insane, given that it just came out last night. But the fact that it's even being put aside from GTA 6 is like crazy, because there's really no game that can really beat GTA 6 in our minds. But again, very quick selling game so far, and it's just a port of a game that came out many years ago. I think, yeah, more than 10 years ago. So it's crazy. Decade old games are beating, GTA 6. It just goes to show like the time we're in right now. We're in a time where we don't like the current genre of games, and we're looking for something different, and we miss the old days. It's just kind of funny because it looks like all these games, if you look at the screenshot here, right, this whole thing is a blast from the past. Think about it. Call of Duty Black Ops, GTA 6, and Black Flag Resynced. If you go 10 years back, those games were relatively new. It's kind of funny. It's like we're seeing history repeat itself. We had GTA 5. We had the original Black Flag. We had original Call of Duty Black Ops, and Black Ops 2 was around too. It's just kind of crazy that we're going backwards, especially this year, on a lot of things. Halo Combat Evolved is also getting a remake of Campaign Evolved, and that's coming out this month. So it's just kind of funny. I noticed it just now looking at this. But hey, Call of Duty, it's changed a lot, but we love the OG. And speaking of the OG, I even covered it here in my video. Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I bought it instantly. Now let's talk about the price real quick. Look, $40 is too much, and I even said in a previous video, like, I hope it's not like $40 or $60, because it's something that Treyarch would do and Activision would do, because they know the IP. And also on Steam, it's been always like full price. Like you would get $20 sales sometime. But here the thing is $20, but you need PS Plus for it. So what I did was, and I'll skip forward a little bit. Let's see if I have it here. Yeah, here you go. Let's see. Okay, so this part. Basically, I created this part where essentially what I would do here is basically I would get PS Plus for 1 month, and then just buy all the games, because with PS Plus it's like $60, right? So it's $20 each for the game, and another $10. Another $10 for each DLC expansion pass. So 40 plus 20 is 60, and there you go. So I just got 1 month because I just want the discount, because without discount it's 140 bands. It's ridiculous. So take the $10 shortcut. Might as well do it. And you need it anyways, because if you want to play multiplayer and stuff, which was fun. The lobbies were insane. I even showed at the end here too that I literally got a server is full part, which it's crazy. Like, it was so chaotic, and people posted online, they compared finding servers on Black Ops 1 versus the current Black Ops right now, and it's like night and day difference. And they had to hide the number of amount of people there. Like, think about it this way. You're Activision, right? You made amazing games, and you're trying to innovate and more. But then you decide, you know what? Okay, let's just throw them a bone. Let's create the remake. Let's just have a port, right? A simple port. And we do this, and long story short, it's performing way more than the game that you're currently putting out. And you're like, okay, I gotta hide the numbers of people playing the multiplayer there. I can't let them see that it's performing way better. So it's just kind of funny that this is happening. But nonetheless, I'm so happy for this, and I'm gonna play some more after this. So I'm really excited. All right, let's move on. So next story, yes. All right, PlayStation, just talking about the physical media stuff. This article is interesting. It says, if not PS6, then PS7. Analyst says PlayStation ending physical disc was bound to happen as the console ecosystem is nearly entirely digital at this point. Yeah, I mean, like we saw this coming. If it wasn't gonna be PS6, at least they'll probably delay it even more. I would not be surprised. You know, maybe what Sony might do is they said they ended physical media creation, but they didn't say that the PS6 would end. You could all presume it will have a digital only and no disk drive, but they could still send like a USB-C connection to a external disk drive, right? For example, Apple's been doing this for a long time now, ever since they got rid of the disk drive in the MacBooks. So that's a possibility there. But I want to touch on Xbox a little bit later. I think there's a couple stories down, and actually maybe next one here. So yeah, we'll see in a little bit. But basically, there needs to be some kind of solution for people who have physical media, right? And what that comes is some kind of protection for gamers. So we know about EU. EU has a lot of protection going on, but in this case here, Brazil is proposing a bill as well. What they're going for is they're not trying to stop the process. Essentially, there's something going on around where they literally can't tell Sony what to do, like and how to transition it. But what they could do is provide support of those who already have the game. So what they're really talking about here is like, hey, these people who have disc or physical media, you need to ensure that they have at least 2 years support, minimum, right? That's what they're applying here. They'll need to be notified. I feel like these things kind of already happened. The thing is, 180 days of being notified games being shut down, what's that going to do? That's not going to solve the issue. Our game is still going to be shut down. So it's still early right now. A lot of lawyers are looking into it, so I'm glad. But keep making noise, people. This is going to make a huge impact eventually, right? So yes, but again, this whole thing, it's the same thing saying that they can't really stop them from doing it, but what they can do is protect the people who currently own physical media. So that's the current drive right now, but hopefully the EU comes with some law, because if the EU market actually hits Sony, it will affect the entire market for sure. They won't do special treatment for just EU. So fingers crossed. Another game out, which got, again, I don't know if you saw the earlier screenshot, it got blown away from Black Ops, which is Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced. Ladies and gentlemen, Black Flag is one of the best pirate games and Assassin's Creed games I've ever played, period. There is nothing like it. I swear to God, I remember playing this so much where I literally, didn't even realize there was other games coming out during this time. I can't even remember what came out during that time, but I remember this was just my bread and butter. I would focus on playing this, venturing around, being a pirate. And what's funny is I saw comparison videos. Honestly, it looks way better, back then too. I think for us, our perspectives have changed, but it was pretty impressive back then. I saw videos of comparing side by side, and someone literally, I think a genuine person literally commented, I can't tell which one is the difference. So I thought that was pretty funny. But this is awesome. 2 million copies sold. And I believe someone else mentioned, let me see if they didn't mention it here, but basically they mentioned that, like, compared to Shadows, this is already on track, like, really quickly. So that goes to show, Black Flag and Black Ops 1 and 2, they're old games being brought up to 2026, and they're performing better than the current generation of those games. Take that what you will, honestly, right? If developers need to know what's going on right now. This happened in like less than a week. Old games of those IPs are being brought up in 2026, performing way better than their current games. Connect the dots. What do you think? What do you think that means, guys? Right? Obviously, that means that we don't want what's going on currently. Go back to the basics, or figure out what's changed and go back to what your true core audience likes. Because yeah, clearly this is amazing, So so happy for the Assassin's Creed people. I did hear some layoffs happen, which kind of sucks. It doesn't make sense why they do it, but that goes to show, win or lose, layoffs happen regardless, and that's every industry, unfortunately. So, all right. This is a story I want to touch about real quick. So in my video about physical media ending, about Sony, someone commented actually about Xbox, discovering a way to do the digital conversion. My only concern here is it's really impossible. It's hard to do because basically discs are not serialized, right? And you might be asking, why do I need serial numbers? It's because you need some kind of unique ID to your disc, to your account, right? All of this is about accounts, having your own account, right? On PSN, if I buy a game, that game will have some kind of some kind of code attached to my that license, the license key, basically, right? The license key is attached to my account, so it'll always belong to me. But discs, you can give it to anyone, right? There's nothing unique about it of owning the disc, because you can just hand it to another person. So I don't know how they're doing this. Maybe there's a way where you put in the disc and it gives you the digital version and then makes the discs like you have to discard it, like it's like garbage now. I don't know how maybe you could do that where they can edit the writing on the disc itself. Or I was thinking of some kind of vending machine, like put vending machines around America or around the world where people can go put their digital game, they get a code of the sorry, they put their physical game, you get a code of the digital game version of it, and then you're good to go. So we'll have to see. But end of the day, I think the digital thing is gonna happen regardless. It's just the way they're doing it is just, it just sucks. I agree. So yeah. And then Microsoft, more on Microsoft. They did a huge layoff right now. 4,800 employees got laid off this week, and then 1,600 of those were Xbox employees. So the 1,600 is what we're focusing on, because what's going on, a lot of what do you call it? A lot of the sub companies that they have, right? They're also being impacted. So they said Double Fine, Compulsion Games, Ninja Theory is also being sold, which is so so crazy because they just had Senua game come out on the showcase. So it's kind of interesting there. But you know these studios closing down is just it's fair, right? Like let's talk about it real quick. So what Asha is doing is basically clearing house, but clearing the mistakes that the previous people made. For example, they kept buying. They know they're a big company, Microsoft, but Xbox kept buying all these studios, releasing games, and then what ended up happening was they were cannibalizing themselves. They had so many different games coming out, and they were competing with themselves, which is not what you want to do. Sony doesn't do that, right, on purpose. So same thing as Nintendo. They don't release their own IPs very concurrently because they know that they need to spread it out to get like efficient sales. But also they're doing Game Pass, which is an incredible deal. Unfortunately, whenever it's something incredible, it's usually hurting the company money, and they don't want to lose money, right? So I do think what she's doing is justified. The only thing is just I hope at some point it ends and we start seeing something more about Xbox delivering results. I don't think people have patience for another 2 or 3 years of Xbox still trying to get up there. So we'll see how quickly she gets us there. So yeah, and one studio, ID Software, I was interested to see this post from them, basically talking about like we got hit, but it was more spread out, so it wasn't like directly our core team. And they said that they're at the same size almost of when they made the original Doom 2016. The thing is, though, I mean, whether or not that's a good thing or a bad thing, I think it's just a matter of time to see how the games perform. That's usually what happens. If the performance goes down, we know it's because of less people, right? And we've seen that in all the aspects, like in the FAA, like an airline. There's been so much stuff going on around because so many people got fired. So we'll see. But I'm hoping ID Software doesn't get impacted heavily on their future games. But yeah, all right. And then just ended it off with the Xbox stuff. It's just really funny. It found out that most of the revenue they've been getting was from Minecraft, and instead of putting it back into Minecraft, they've been using it for other stuff. So Xbox was previously using profits and revenue from Minecraft to fund the rest of Xbox business, which goes to show buying Mojang was probably the best thing they did. The company probably could just run the Xbox. I mean, Xbox like could just run on Minecraft itself, which is insane. But I mean, that goes to show, right, how how goated Minecraft is. So I thought that's just pretty funny that Minecraft is carrying all of Xbox as of right now. Not Halo, not Gears of War, not any of their IPs. It's Minecraft, and didn't even originate from Microsoft, which is funny. So yeah. All right. Just a side note, this is pretty interesting. Live action Naruto movie is now in pre-production, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, who directed Spider-Man Brand New Day. And a global casting search has begun to cast Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. So interesting. I mean, Someone already put it here. Yeah. Meanwhile, Dragon Ball live action was pure buns. See, I think we need to compare this more to the One Piece live action. One Piece live action was decent. I would say it's not perfect, but it's also not. Like it just doesn't have the magic, right? That the anime version has. So it's gonna be interesting to see because this is Rasengan, Blast, and stuff like that. Doing Blast and the CGI for that is rough. Unless they do like Iron Man levels of like blasts and lasers and all that stuff, maybe it might work. We'll see though. The fact that it's coming from someone who worked with Disney Marvel movies, it might have a shot. So I'm excited. I love Naruto. So that's pretty much it. Okay, this one we'll watch this real quick. It's so funny. In light of the FIFA World Cup. So, yeah.
やっと終わった。コーチ、動くな。私が運ぶ。少し重くなったな。
Oh my god. This is just like Naruto, bro.
これはお前のためだ。よくやった。ありがとう。私たちのために戦ってくれて。誇りに思うよ。あなたは僕たちの道を作った。
Oh my god.
おい、もう泣くなよ。
I don't know why I could see Holland being like that in real life.
ありがとう。本当に誇らしいよ。君は
David Beckham,
今日は俺がお前のサインを。
Sultan.
俺の人生を救ってくれた。ありがとう。本当にすごいよ。みんな、これからはムバッペと呼んでくれ。
Oh my god, that was so funny. Literally like Naruto. I mean, wow. I don't know if they made a soccer like anime this in depth before, but this is so cool. Yeah, Mbappe dictator. All right. Yeah, I mean we're ending it off on a hard note. So PlayStation, right? They've been the talk of the town for a while. And they've been tweeting nonchalantly. Like it's kind of insane. They're just tweeting as if nothing happened. And I think that's pissing people off more. Like people want an answer. The thing is though, this is a hot take for me. There's no answer needed, right? Like PlayStation, PlayStation said what they said. There's not much we can do about it, but well, not much we can do in the sense of like what their response will be. But what we can do is literally voice our opinions. That way, they understand, that their core audience is also affected. We've seen this happen, right? I mentioned in my other video, Concord. If we showed zero interest, not on purpose, but we saw like they saw that it wasn't good, and they decided, okay, we're gonna drop it completely, right? High Guard too. High Guard people didn't like, and there was not enough people. They dropped that. Anthem, all that stuff too. So you just keep pushing for your opinions and your voice, and they'll understand. And if once it impacts the money, right? Because end of the day, money what matters. If it impacts the money, they'll take a step back. Trust. But what's funny is basically they're doing this thing at Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con, where they're gonna have Marvel Wolverine there, Marvel Token Fighting Souls, and God of War Laufey. And it's funny, they're even getting like hit with the the X fact checking here, where they're saying, hey, letting you guys know these games are coming out at disc, but if you get digital, just know that this digital purchases may not last long. They're not forever. It's just funny, but it also goes to show that some of these companies did not expect about Sony's decision. For example, they didn't know that Sony was going to actually end disc immediately, and you can see that by here. For example, like Laufey, I don't think it's a joke. I think they genuinely wanted to put this out here. They're doing a showcasing there, and they even mention here, we can confirm God of War Laufey will be on disc. So you can already see here that they're trying to confirm, let people know it is on disc. I believe also Naughty Dog also confirmed that is here. I wasn't showing it, but yeah, we can confirm God of War Laufey will be on this. So basically, Naughty Dog and Santa Monica both put like tweets out regarding the disc situation, which are both under PlayStation, right? They're PlayStation Studios. So I just think it's kind of ironic that they are, you know, they are basically going to, admit that, we're going on disc, even though our head studio head PlayStation, they're gonna go digital, which goes against what they want to do. Yeah, it doesn't bode well, yeah, so I think all I can say about this, just to close up on the PlayStation part, is voice your opinions. um Going in the comments and just waiting for the next week, yeah, but just don't be angry at them not responding to you directly. I don't think it's on purpose. I just think what they're trying to do is like just hopefully hoping it's gonna quiet down. So don't let it quiet down. So I'm saying they're not doing it on purpose. They just are hoping that, oh, if we tweet enough, people will forget. And don't forget, right? So keep pushing. I think a lot of people are looking for answers. Some people are looking for answers. Some people are looking for them to take a step back. Whichever it is, I think either or. I think we want either or, right? At the end of the day, we want answer. We want something to address. We want to see if it's a possibility they could take it back, because it's so unfair for everyone who has digital, right? So there's that. And then last but not least, some good news. Actually, I do have one more thing. Resident Evil Requiem. So so oh my god. All right. So, new announcements confirmed that Resident Evil Requiem is officially making a return with a brand new DLC on Thursday, July 30th, 2026. That is great news. I'm really happy about it. I hope, I hope we get to see some trailer or maybe something to look at it. I'll admit I haven't finished it. It's such a good game though. I just had so much going on with work and life, and then trying to make more videos. But I'm excited. I definitely need to finish the game first, and yeah, but it's good that it's coming out, and it's a good amount of time. I think people are loving it. It came out in February, and we're already in July, so and it's coming right before all the September games come out, so I think it's gonna get a good amount of attention, which is nice. So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, this is it. Just a very short one. I'm doing streams and then I'm recording them, and then like I'll upload the video later. But I hope you guys enjoyed this version of Haas report in a sense. But I'm calling them Haas talks, and yeah, expect more of these, and they'll be probably sporadic whenever I have time and there's something to talk about. I'm just gonna do that. Today's a little bit longer today because I did an introduction. But yeah, I'll probably keep these short. And if we start getting audience in the chat, I'll definitely try to do more videos. I definitely want to start doing some kind of streaming like day by day. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this has been part one of Haas Talks. A lot of stuff going on today, and I can expect there's gonna be more stuff going on. So expect my Haas report tomorrow. I will be posting and covering roughly everything we talked about, and just anything else that comes up last minute. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.